Gosh. So cold here. Why couldn't the Dragon Balls have landed someplace nice? Like a warm beach. Instead, here I am in Siberia. Well, I'm not going back out there for a little bit. It's too cold. So, let's just see what's on in Russia. Oh, God, no. The Guardians is a very recent superhero film from Russia coming out just last year. Written and directed by Sarek Andreessen, who was also the founder of this movie's production company, Enjoy Movies, he's got a track record of negative reception to most of his films. Enjoy Movies? I doubt that. The Guardians is about a group called Patriot who created a superhero team during the Cold War and call on them to come out of retirement to stop a new threat. So this is basically Justice League with no build-up or name recognition. This at least had Batman, Superman, and Wonder Woman. What chance do you think Guardians has? The movie introduces us to a montage of Russian papers declaring the need and victory of the Soviet Union during the Cold War, thanks to genetically created superhumans. I especially love the science they did, my favorite being a drawing of a human hand and a bear hand. See? We transform man into bear. What is problem? The Russian military has been hard at work developing what looks like the Tachikoma from Ghost in the Shell.
Comrades! It's set in news, but they've decided to make a sequel to Tachikomatic Days! Huh?
As the next leap in military technology, but something goes wrong. Actually, seeing it like that, I think the Russians just slapped some armor on the bugs from Starship Troopers.
Хочешь узнать больше?
Niet. The drones destroy all the military personnel when... Oh my god! This thing kinda looks like Whiplash taking over the vehicles with electricity. I guess Russia just wanted to adopt the worst Marvel villain for their film.
I want my board.
Well, okay, nothing's impossible.
Back at home base, Major General Nikolai Dolgov, and yes, I know all the actors' names, but trust me, that won't tell you anything with Russian films, informs us that scientist August Kuratov developed Module 1, a technology that can control any machine, but the military defunded his project. I don't know, it seemed like it works pretty well to me. Kuratov then decided to make genetically enhanced humans to compete with a rival scientist, but the military tried to shut him down, causing an explosion and... Ah! He looks like an uglier version of Sloth. Ugly and bald Weapon X here decides to pick up more equipment and apparently is also a giant.
And now I welcome you to Patriot.
Nikolai puts Major Elena Larina in charge of finding a superhero team in less than 2 weeks to stop Kuratov.
One more thing, sir. What's the name of my mission?
Oh, no. Movie, you had your chance to show the film's title at the beginning, but you spent all that time showing up those extra logos. I don't even know if this officially started yet.
Oh, this guy's in trouble. Can't wait to hear his story. Oh, come on!
So they get to work, and in less than a minute, they have their first location, in Armenia. Stop fucking with Russian Jesus. He's busy with Russian shit. The man who just recited the entire Lord's Prayer is named Lear, and if you can't tell, his powers allow him to move poor CGI around.
August Kuratov's alive.
You interested? Yeah.
Next up is Kazakhstan.
Nice.
Where we meet a man by the name of Khan. Nope, that's too easy. Khan's abilities are that he's super fast and skilled in martial arts. Carrying around 2 enormous sickle swords, he uses to slice anything and everything in half in the blink of an eye. Actually, this guy might as well be called Anime Man. You can practically see the speed lines. Now the team heads to an abandoned cabin in Siberia, where we pick up Arsis, and the main reason to even watch this movie. Silly old bear. And finally, they head back to Moscow to pick up Xenia. No, I said Xenia, not Xena, whose abilities are basically invisibility while in water. She's a little bit more difficult to recruit, seeing as how it looks like she was trained by Sonya Blade.
All of us know you.
I don't know, maybe she doesn't recognize him because he's not half bear. Meanwhile, back at Kurotov's labs, a Bobo here is readying a clone army for deployment. Of course, I could have just left this out entirely since the plot never comes up again in the movie. Xenia explains that she lost her memory years ago, and her superpowers include never aging, invisibility, while in water of course, and thermoresistance, as well as...
And then I also make great borscht.
No, that's never gonna appeal to American audiences. Hold on.
And then I also make great
Tomato soup.
Perfect. Alright, it's time for this team to get started. They head to, actually I can't tell if this is post-apocalyptic Russia or just regular Russia, as the team splits up to take down Kurotov's men. Luckily it's raining, so Xenia can go invisible.
This weather's just perfect.
Coincidence? I think not!
The rest of the team do their thing. Khan goes hyper slash on a couple of guys, and Lear throws rocks at people. I'll be right there, guys. Just bear with me. In a twist I admit I did not see coming, the group all get taken out. Khan's drugged, Arsis is captured in a net, and Xenia is put on ice. But Lear gets the worst of it, having to face off against a roided up Wade Wilson.
I was wondering what would break first, your spirit or your body.
That's right, the Guardians are all captured, within 30 minutes of the film starting. And in typical bad guy fashion, Kuratov wants them to join him, instead of killing them. But, of course, they tell Robo Frankenstein here to kick rocks. Which he kinda did already.
It's time for you to live up to your part of the agreement.
Yeah, I know what you're thinking. Wait, General Nikolai was a bad guy the whole time? Well, just throw that away with the other plot holes this movie will never explain. I swear, every time Elena is on screen, I think a Robert Palmer video is about to start up. But for now, Professor Dobin-Roboff, Kurotov's old rival, returns the Patriot to help Lear recover, while Elena takes her own team to save the rest of the Guardians.
The generator on the wall needs to be disconnected first. Take off the cover right there and you... Or that'll work.
As the team begins to regroup, Arsis wants to speak to the Professor about his full bear mode, but Kuratov gets to him first. How come no one noticed this guy sneaking onto a secret base? I mean, you think someone would notice a jacked up shaved Carrot Top. Kuratov has erected the tower and is concentrating to activate a space weapon called Hammer to destroy the cities on Earth. And you can tell he's really concentrating too, because he uses 2 fingers. As for the Guardians, when they find out that Kuratov also plans to use his newly created Module 2 to take over every machine on Earth, they do what they know is right. They send in jets to blow him up. Well, I have to admit that would probably be too easy. Besides, the guy looks like the monster warden from Riccio.
I can see their parachutes! They're okay.
How'd you find me?
You used to hang out here, didn't you?
I had an older brother.
Alright, stop. Guardians, let me explain something to you real quick. Just because you want to give your movie more depth doesn't mean you should. These little self-exposition stories are all told by each Guardian at least once. I showed you Xenia's at the beginning, and here is Khan's, now talking about a brother. But Arsus talks about him being a scientist, something he never actually uses in the movie. And Lear, while on the hospital bed, talks extensively about his daughter, whom we never ever see. Every time they do this, it's like the movie is slamming on the brakes, disrupting the flow of the entire narrative. And it's just a waste of everyone's fucking time. Now that Patriot has recovered Khan, they decide to give them upgraded suits.
The innovations built into them take into account your super abilities and elevate them even further.
And why didn't you give them these to begin with? Everyone gets an upgrade. Arsus gets a machine gun, Khan gets a projectile-proof suit, something he could have used earlier in the film, but that's not near as dumb as Lear's.
In your last fight, your skills were neutralized because you didn't have any access to rocks.
What the hell are you talking about? What do you call those? Alright, so what exactly is the plan then? Are you just gonna glue rocks to his suit?
With these new improvements to your suit, you will now have rocks available to you at all times.
Yeah, I wish it was actually that simple. But he's actually going to unfold the rocks and turn them into an electro whip. Because, you know, science. As for Xenia, the only improvement she needs is to dat ass.
This I already got.
I'm just kidding. Her suit now allows her to turn invisible without water. You know, like any friggin' superhero would have. Only one thing left to do. Training montage!
Perfect.
Okay, so what you're telling me is that the Guardians are... simply irresistible! Meanwhile, Kuratov, who looks like Quado separated from his host and started pumping iron, has almost completed his plan and prepares Hammer for deployment, as the Guardians prepare for one final assault on his base.
Get us in closer!
While Lear whips it, and whips it good, from below, Xenia and Arsus attack from the ground level.
I'm a land farmer, motherfucker!
Okay, I have to admit, that's pretty awesome. But as cool as that is, Guardians likes to take it one step further. Oh my god, quickly, hide Leo! Oh, too late. You'd think that'd be the end of it, but nope. Xenia gets to ride a Gatling gun-mounted bear through a mall. Why was this viewed negatively again? Besides the ugliest-ass CG bear? Wait a minute, where did he get those? I don't know, I'm having a hard time imagining a man-bear trying on pants at a time like this. With Khan's help, the Guardians make their way into the tower and disable Kuratov's force field by electrocuting Xenia. With the force field down, the Guardians just need to confront Kuratov, who looks like they should be checking his stomach for Krang. The Guardians do everything they can, but Kuratov seems to be just too powerful. Not even Arsus's full bear mode has any effect.
Batter up!
Realizing that he is just too powerful for them, Khan grapples his team to safety, leaving the tower's destruction in the hands of the military.
I can see their parachutes. They're okay.
Where are you finding pants at the bottom of a river? Of course the rockets fail, but luckily Elena discovers from the professor that the Guardians have the ability to combine their powers. Dragon Ball style. This straight up obliterates the tower, deactivating Hammer and causing Kuratov to fall to his death. Oh, wait, one more before he's gone. He looks like the Toxic Avenger's uglier cousin. The movie wraps up Ocean's 11 style before a final speech from Elena, who started off in the military uniform, but now looks like she's sampling the prototype virus.
You've helped me discover that dignity is achieved through friendship.
Oh, blow it out your ass! The Guardian suffers mostly from bad writing and screenplay adaptation. The movie tries to develop its characters, but it's difficult to get invested in any of them. And its less than an hour-and-a-half runtime doesn't help it either. Trying to jam all of this into a short amount of time. The acting level in this seems more like a made-for-TV movie than a theatrical release. As for the villain, he's just friggin' laughable and completely non-threatening. And the CGI, regardless of the awesomeness of a bear with a gun just isn't very good here. And don't get me started on all the plot holes. All this adds up to a poor performance at the box office, where it only took in 273 million rubles, and its budget was 320 million rubles, making it a box office bomb. To give you a grasp at how bad this movie did, the Cinema Foundation of Russia sued Enjoy Movies, forcing them to file for bankruptcy. So what does Turbo Films, the movie's distributor, do? Approve a sequel.
We found other Guardians.
It just blows the mind, right? Alright, the Dragon Ball's not too far, but it was cold out. But now that I'm all warmed up, let's go collect it. And get out of here before the sequel does come out. Hey everyone, thank you for watching, and please take a minute to like, comment, and subscribe for more super videos.